is day 2, and it looks a lot like day 1. Foggy, a little rainy. We got all packed up, ready to go. I guess it's probably 35, 40 degrees. And where are we going again? Hawk Mountain Shelter is our goal, just somewhere around 8 or 9 miles. So let's get going. All right, so the day is starting to shape up. It looks like we're out of the fog for the first time since I started, and we've hiked down to the bottom of Springer, made it about 2.5 miles, stopped at a shelter, had breakfast, and just kind of, straightened up our gear because we kind of packed up in a hurry this morning just to get going and get warm. So we're going to Hawk Mountain Shelter. Should be about an 8-mile day, 8.5-mile day from the shelter. And things are looking up. Meeting lots of cool people. It's going to be a fun trip. So today, we're probably 2 miles away from Hawk Mountain Shelter, and it's been an absolutely gorgeous day. The sun came out a little earlier. We're back in fog now that we're going back in elevation. The rain held off. It rained this morning, probably until 6 in the morning or so. So everything was wet. When I woke up this morning, there's so much condensation on the inside of my hammock. I've got a Dutch wear chameleon with a sil nylon top on it. There was so much condensation that it was like literally dripping onto my sleeping bag. So tonight I'm going to try and vent that a little bit better and hopefully stay completely dry. But I slept great, stayed warm all night. There were a ton of people at the shelter last night. There were probably 5 actually in the shelter. There were probably a dozen or more tents scattered about. So first night went really well. Approach trail was significantly more difficult than today's trail. But today's trail has been just nothing but mud. There's been a section or two where it's kind of been rocky, and we just passed some waterfall. Long Creek waterfall or something like that. Large Creek waterfall, I can't remember. It was a side trail. I decided not to go down it. But leading up to that, the trail was gorgeous. I think just because it's maintained differently than the AT. But yeah, so far so good. It's about 1 o'clock. So we'll get to the shelter pretty early and just be able to recover, hang out. I met this guy. His name's Roger. He's carrying a guitar through hiking. Seems like a pretty awesome guy. So he's staying at Hawk Mountain today. Hopefully I'll have a chance to hang out with him and get to know him a little better. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated. So this is a pretty good representation of the trail most of the day today. It seems so unreal. Every time I walk by a tree, see that white blaze. Because I've been watching videos for 6 or 7 years wanting to do this. And it seems unreal that I've started. So almost to Hawk Mountain Shelter. Just waiting for my dad to catch up. This last hill right before Hawk is a pretty decent dig. Like, it's nothing like crazy, but it's a pretty good climb. But the rest of the day, all the way from Springer to here to the base of this hill, was easy going. Like super easy 8 miles. Terrain is I imagine if it wasn't raining and all muddy, it'd be just smooth sailing the whole time. With the mud, it made it a little treacherous up some of the steeper parts, just slipping and sliding all over the place with the amount of traffic that's been going through here. But it's been a great day. Almost to the shelter, and gonna set up for the day and maybe do a recap there. But I'll keep you posted. Okay, so we have made it to Hawk Mountain Shelter, which is 8.1 miles on the Appalachian Trail. So that would make day 2 a 7.9 mile day because we started at Springer Mountain Shelter. And that would make the approach trail exactly 9 miles, I think, because I think it's 8.8, but then 0.2 to the shelter. So 9 miles the first day on the approach trail to Springer Mountain Shelter, and then 7.9 today to Hawk Mountain Shelter. And through the early part of the day when we had descended off of Springer, it got beautiful and looked excellent. And then once we started gaining elevation again, we were surrounded by fog. So tonight is probably going to be another super wet night. I did take a couple of different precautions on how to keep my hammock dry tonight. So hopefully that will work out a little bit better than it did yesterday. Not that I was uncomfortable, but I did wake up to water dripping on my face from my sil nylon cover over my hammock. So hopefully this will work out a little bit better. I'll keep you posted. So thank you for watching. This will probably be day 2 wrap up.